If you want your subscribers on YouTube to look like this, you need to make sure that you're not posting the wrong content, you're using the right AI tools, and that you're not using outdated tips anymore to try to grow your YouTube. Because I bet that you're still using outdated tips, and that's the reason that your viewers or subscribers aren't where you want them to be. And all you have to do is adapt to the new way to growing on YouTube in 2024, and you're gonna see drastically different results. This creator just adapted to the new way of growing and gained over 600,000 subscribers. And this creator did the same thing, except they gained over 300,000 subscribers. And they're no better than you. They have no better resources than you. They simply adapted to the easiest way to grow on YouTube right now, which is what I'm gonna share with you in this video. For starters, YouTube is finally beginning to merge the shorts and the long form algorithm. Back in 2023, it was a lot more difficult for them to do this and actually disconnected the two of them, but now they're starting to have them work together, and proof of this is a related video feature that you can now use when you upload a short. So you can use that to drive more views to more of your shorts or to drive people to your long form content. But there is one big caveat here. If you're creating totally different content for short form and for long form, then those two audiences probably aren't gonna mix. But so long as you're actually creating content that both of them would be interested in, now you're gonna be able to get views on both of them. That being said, if you're just getting started on YouTube, I would strongly suggest that you actually upload shorts only right now, simply because one, it's going to make it way easier for you to be able to create content and actually test and see what you should be uploading. Two, you can always go back and create long form content for all your shorts content that did well. And three, it's just a lot less of a barrier to entry. So many large creators are still completely ignoring shorts, and so many people are still ignoring shorts. So it's really easy for you to get traction in your niche if you start with shorts content and then go to long form content. Not to mention, it's also going to allow you to take advantage of the fact that YouTube is pushing small channels more than anybody else on shorts, and you could get monetized now with shorts. In the past, you weren't able to do that, but now you could get fully monetized on YouTube simply by uploading shorts, and it's going to be the easiest way for you to actually get monetized on a new channel. Now, using shorts to your advantage isn't the only thing you need to do on YouTube in 2024 to be able to get more subscribers. You also need to make sure that you're staying on top of the latest 2024 social media trends, you're using the right AI tools, and you're doing one other thing I'm going to share with you towards the end of this video. And lucky for you, today's video sponsor HubSpot is giving you free access to their 2024 social media trends report. If you go to the pinned comment below, download it right now for free. And I want to tell you exactly how I would use this social media trends report for 2024 to your advantage. First, you can leverage it to get better with AI. If you ever feel lost on how to actually use AI, HubSpot can help you. In this report, you'll find all the secret sauces to grow on YouTube, especially using AI, which is important in 2023, but it's going to be a really big deal in 2024. Second is brand deals. Don't we all want that? HubSpot is sharing crucial tips on what content gets you those juicy brand deals, and it's not easy to find this type of information for free out there. So click on the pinned comment and grab your copy for free right now. When I was reading the report, I was actually really impressed with what HubSpot found when it came to getting brand deals as a creator, because you would think that in order to get big brand deals, you'd have to be a really large creator, but in fact, the opposite is true. Brands want to move more towards smaller and medium-sized influencers that they could really invest in while they continue to grow, and this was one of the most interesting findings that I actually got from the report. Because at the end of the day, this report not only is going to help you save time when you're making social media content, but it's also going to help you be able to make more money. And HubSpot included insight into tons of different trends that are going on in 2024, so you're going to be able to use this throughout the whole entire year to stay on top of what's trending. And if you're working on your social media or marketing skills, I would strongly suggest that you go and subscribe to HubSpot's blog. There's a lot of great free content there that will keep you up to date with all things marketing. And I added a link to an article I really liked about the 2024 marketing trends, where HubSpot shares learnings from data from 1,400 plus global marketers. Where else can you get this type of information for free? And if you're tired of spending time scripting out content, editing content, coming up with titles, descriptions, or tags, ChatGPT has finally launched a GPT Store, and now you can search for a bunch of different custom GPTs that are going to be able to do a lot of these things for you, leveraging AI. Let me show you how. For example, if you come over here and go to Explore GPTs and you type in something like YouTube, it's going to bring up a bunch of different GPTs that can help you do stuff like this. For example, YouTube SEO Wizard, YouTube Summarizer, YouTube Insights Guide, and a ton of others that are going to help you create better content. In addition to that, you could come to things like Copywriter GPT, which is going to help you make way better titles, way better descriptions, way better tags. And you all know that Video AI GPT can literally make faceless content for you with just a simple prompt. Now this brings me to the last and most important part of this video, because if you skip these next two things, the content that you're creating right now is going to be completely irrelevant in the future. The first one is you need to make sure that you're choosing a niche that actually has some staying power. You don't want to talk about something that's not going to be here 6 months from now, not going to be here a year from now, not going to be here 2 years from now. So you need to make sure that whatever you're posting about, people are actively searching for it. Because the biggest mistake that I see creators making on YouTube right now, especially small accounts, is that they just go after the trending thing of the day and they don't actually understand that the trends constantly change. And if they're not able to change also and pivot, well, guess what? Your content's going to be dead in the water, which is why I would make sure that you go after a niche that's going to be around for a long time. For example, I chose a niche of teaching people how to grow on social media. The reason that I did this is because I think social media is going to be here to stay. Now, of course, the platforms are going to change, but every time that happens, it really just makes more of an opportunity for me, because now I can be the first person to talk about that new platform. I can be the first person to experiment with that new platform, but I can still continue to upload about the platforms that existed yesterday, but still continue to exist today. For example, Instagram's heyday was years ago, but guess what? People still want to grow on Instagram. You can still grow quickly on Instagram. They're just not the new kid on the block. And that's exactly why I can continue to talk about them and still get views today. The same thing with YouTube, because although YouTube is drastically different than it was 10 years ago, they're still here, they're still thriving. It's still easy to grow on YouTube. So you want to make sure that whatever you're talking about is going to exist for a long period of time. And the second thing you want to make sure of is that whatever you're talking about is actually growing in popularity. Because how many views you get and how many subscribers you get is going to be completely predicated on how many people are actually interested in what you're talking about. For example, if you're creating content about AI right now, that is growing like absolutely crazy. If you're creating content about digital marketing right now, that is growing like absolutely crazy. But if you're talking about something that isn't as popular as it was 3 years ago, well, guess what? Your content's going to be dead in the water. It's going to be dying, and you're not going to get as many views and as many subscribers as you thought you were going to be able to get, simply because not that many people are still interested in what you're talking about. So you need to make sure that you look at this wisely and actually tap into things that are going to have some staying power. On top of that, you need to make sure that you're actually hyper-focused on exactly what your audience wants. If you want to maximize the amount of subscribers that you get in 2024 on YouTube, you need to understand exactly what your audience is engaging with. And I'm not telling you that you have to like what your audience is engaging with, because if you're not growing quicker than your competitors right now, I bet that you look at your competitors and say, I'm not going to do that. I won't do that format. I won't do those titles. I won't do the editing like that. I'm just simply not going to do that. Now listen, this is going to lead to you growing quicker, and it's going to lead to you getting less views and less subscribers. So if you're willing to live with that, then it's fine. But for those of you that actually want to grow, you need to study those things and actually see what you could be doing differently, because clearly it's resonating with your audience. So what you ideally need to be paying attention to is 1, what your audience is searching for, 2, what your audience is clicking on and watching, 3, what your audience is sharing, and 4th, as a bonus, I would pay very close attention to what your audience is saying in the comment sections on YouTube, both on your own content, on your competitors' content, but then I would also go to other forum websites or Twitter to actually look and see what other people are saying on there, because you want to make sure that you understand the full complexity of what your audience is actually interested in, so that you can deliver on that, and ultimately that's how you're going to get more subscribers. And essentially what I'm trying to say is that before you create your next piece of content, I want you to make sure that it's actually something that your audience wants to see, and it's not just something that you want your audience to see. Because if you create something that you want your audience to see, you're going to get less views than you would have expected. But if you create something that your audience actually wants to see, I bet you're going to get a lot more views and a lot more subscribers than you could have ever imagined. Lucky for you, YouTube actually just came out with a feature that shows you exactly what your audience wants to see. And if you watch this video right here, I walk you through exactly how to use this feature.